Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. It's time to talk about sports again, as we always do. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, the Confederation of African Football released the list of referees that will be officiating at the upcoming AFCON. Well, a Nigerian made the list, Samuel Takam there as assistant referee, but a lot of Nigerians are not too happy that just a Nigerian could make it, and also not even as the center referee, but as an assistant referee. That shows that what is happening to our referee, is it that they are not fit, or is there any other thing attached to this? Well, joining me in the studio to talk about all this the story is Peter Olawale. Good to have you.
Good afternoon, Adeni. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Now, the topic I just raised now, the issue of officiating at the AFCON, where a Nigerian, the list was released yesterday by CAF, Confederation of African Football, released a list that, okay, these are the referees, the center referee, the assistant referee 1 and 2, and we have a Nigerian there, Samuel Pazuzakam, who is actually being picked as an assistant referee. So a lot of people are like, what happened out of all the matches that will be played for good 1 month, and we could not get at least 2 or 3? Is it that they're not fit, or is it that there is some? Is it that CAF just decided not to feature Nigerian referee, that maybe because of some reason or the other? These have been going around since yesterday up till now.
Okay, we need to be sincere with ourselves and ask ourselves the sincere question: do we really have a good referee in Nigeria that can represent us during the CAF competition? To me, if you ask me, we're even lucky to get the assistant referee position. That's the truth. We know what our referee are going through internally when you are not promoting your own. So what do you want the people outside to do? We've seen a lot of matches between Atland of Owerri and Rivers United. They needed a win. It was 1-1. They beat the referee up to the state of coma. We saw what happened between, I think, Gombe United and River United also. River United scored a fantastic goal because Gombe United, they needed a draw, while River United, they needed a win. The referee cancelled the goal. We have a situation whereby the referees, there's something they call indemnity. They pay them, that takes care of their transportation, their feeding allowance, and all those allowances. They don't pay them. It is the team that are playing that pay them what they call PR. So based on that, they will not be sincere with their judgment. And the CAF, they are watching all this. So are you now expecting the CAF to choose a referee in that position to represent Africa? We should be sincere with ourselves. We should call a spade a spade. It's not about they did not select. Do we merit to be there, to be included? So that's the question I think we should be asking ourselves. So if we are not, we didn't deserve to be there, we'll now ask another question: why? Is it that we don't have the right people to do it? Definitely no. We have capable and that can do the work. Is the environment conducive enough for them to bring out the best in them? No. If you are a referee and you are referring a Nigerian match and you know what will happen to you if you should do justice, probably a home team. When last did an home team in Nigeria, they lose like 3-0, 4-0, 4-0. When last? Because their life is at stake. We've seen a lot of referees that have resigned because of the treatment melted out to their colleagues because they are doing their own work. So we should be asking that question of, we are now, it's not about selection, it's about, do we deserve to be there,
selected.
To be sincere with you, even the top 10 or the top 15 referees in Africa, we don't have a Nigerian there. We don't have a Nigerian there. I think the last time Nigeria made that list was in 2013 or thereabouts. But for the past 6, 7, 8 years, we've not been doing what is expected to do. The corruption.
Okay, now let's look at just what you have mentioned. The issue of maybe beating up referee, insecurity, number 1, issue of bribery and corruption, 2, and also some people actually look at fitness too. Are they fit enough to do that? Or talking, their own test is about fitness, and also they have the right exams to see if they can pass those exams. All this put together, CAF will actually watch, and they know that, okay, does it mean that Nigerian football, that's the NPFL now, the NRA, Nigerian Referee Association, led by does it mean does it mean they don't they are not prepared ahead that, okay, AFCON is coming. We can at least, let's get 2 or 3 slots. Let's see how we can. Does it now mean that, oh, the old referee now, despite the fact that, yes, they are being given money from here and there to officiate matches, you cannot just get one. That would be, okay, no, I'm not going to take bribe and corruption.
Okay, is it only the referee that are not prepared, or even the Super Eagles themselves? Are they even prepared for the AFCON?
They are prepared.
No,
they are prepared.
Let me sincere.
After all, we have Super Eagles, at least I will call Super Eagles.
We have Super Eagles, but you don't have a team. So you say we are prepared.
We have a team. Ganoro said he has prepared a team that can at least win AFCON or get to the semi-final of the AFCON. Now, the former technical director has taken over, so hopefully we're expecting that they should do something.
Okay, no problem. Just in the next 24, 25 days, we'll see what will happen. But the truth is, concerning your question, if you're talking about the fitness, that is one issue. If you have a referee that will leave Maiduguri by road at night to Lagos to go and officiate a match the following day, go back again to Rivers by night to officiate a match. If you are not fit, can you do that? So the issue of fitness is not a problem. If we're talking about passing exam, we are intelligent people in this country. We are blessed with intelligence. When it comes to that, it's not our own problem. But our problem is the environment. Our problem is our leaders. So when they don't do the right thing, no matter how good you think you are, when you get to a situation where it needs to be compromised, it's very few of us in this country that's going to stand the ground that, oh, no, I'm not going to be compromised in whatever situation we find ourselves. So I think that is the problem we are having with the referee in this country. So the earlier the better, we look deep into it. Corporate social responsibility also needs to come in to assist this referee. We know without the referee, we know what happened to the game of football. They do a lot to make
they are the arbiter. So
exactly. So if you don't have that, then we don't have anything. In fact, the concentration should be more on the Nigerian referees. Now, with these developments that happen, that we are only getting an assistant slot in CAF, Giant of Africa.
It should be an eye-opener to
how
NRA, led by Tade Aziza, should just do everything possible to see what can they do. The MPFL, the LMC, this is at least a call from you and from everyone that is an embarrassing moment.
It is
just because of one thing or the other, or one issue or the other, we cannot have at least 5 referees from Nigeria.
It's very sad.
When countries like Benin Republic, Somalia, all of them are there officiating.
The Giant of Africa.
Well, maybe giants in the mouth. But also that we get things right in this country, we really need to. We have everything it takes to be the top of when it comes to sports in the whole world. We have everything. The population alone is a plus, let alone talking about the human resources. Now we've been talking concerning Nigeria, a Nigerian that has been picked as assistant referee that will be officiating at the AFCON 2022. Now we quickly go straight to another topic we're looking at right now is the fact that recently it's like a wind blowing across Africa, where football management in Africa seems to be turning around to be favoring Africans now, talking about being coaches or being the president of each federation. That's why we're actually looking at this topic, where football management in Africa is for Africans. Is it managed by Africans? Well, Senegalese coach is there. He's a Senegalese. Right now we have Samuel Eto'o just got elected a few days ago as the president of FECAFOOT, that's Cameroon Football Federation. So he's there now, at least leading the pack there. You also look at other federation where the likes of Zambia, they just appointed another indigene to take over. Guinea appointed another indigene to take over as their coach, that in the person of Kaba Diawara. And you look at, this wind is actually blowing. They removed 6, they brought in Diawara, and in Cameroon, at least for the first time, someone like Eto'o was able to get that opportunity. I remember when Chigodebamio tried to contest, he couldn't get that, he couldn't get the nod. But here in Nigeria, in other African countries, I think the wave is moving around little by little. If we begin to see ourselves managing our own football. Okay,
I think it's a good development, and I think we can follow it through because we have to say no to another colonization of our league or our team. We have people that can do it in this country. That's the truth. And we have good people that can do it in Africa also. Okay, now, the last AFCON that was played in 2019, the two teams that played in final, that's Algeria and Senegal, are being coached by African
indigenous coaches.
Yes, they played they played for their country. They couldn't get the AFCON or the Nations Cup as it was called then, but as a coach, they achieved it. Right now, Senegal is topping on FIFA ranking in Africa. We have Algeria also among the top 5, and we have an indigenous coach taking this team. So that means we have what it takes in Africa to do it. In fact, if you go by the history, the only country that have won an AFCON or Nations Cup twice, back to back, is Egypt. And who is their coach? Hassan is an indigene, is an African also. So we don't need to go outside there to be looking for someone to do it for us. We have abundance of talent in this country. And with the game of football, there's something they call respect in there. The respect will be there because they know that you have done it before. Look at what we are having now in Europe. Most of the coaches we are having now, Mikel Arteta, ex-footballer. We have Patrick Vieira, ex-footballer. We have Steven Gerrard, ex-footballer. We have Lampard. We have Olivier Solskjaer. So we have a lot of them also. So why should our own case be different in Africa? Why is it that we don't really appreciate what we have? Just like goods and services also in the country. If you have Abba-made products, even people will be laughing at you. Look at him. Look at it's Abba-made product. But if it is something important, made in Greece, made in Germany, so the guy is feeling loaded. No, we have to stop that mentality. Not only about the goods and services and the products, about our people also. We should appreciate what we have. So to me, I think it's a good way. And currently now we have about 54 countries in Africa under CAF, and 28 of them are being managed by foreigners, while we have 26 for the Africa.
Now the wave is
so I'm sure in the next 1 or 2 years, the percentage will increase so that we know what we have is African being managed by Africa. Nothing wrong if you don't have the resources internally, you go outside. But the question is, are you telling me Nigeria, Cameroon, Senegal, Zambia, Cote d'Ivoire, Algeria, Egypt, they don't have ex-footballer that have what it takes to manage their team? Capital, no, we do. So we should start looking internally to do the right thing. Just like the case we have in Nigeria currently now. We need someone to do it for us. The question should now be the process that needs to be followed before appointing who to do it is what we need to look into. Not because, we want an ex-footballer, we want a Nigerian to coach us, we just sleep one day and look for Karika Shop, a friend of mine, put the person there to do it. It's not going to work. It won't work.
You should get the best hand.
The best hand, we have the best hand already. We should now get the best hand by putting in a good process that everybody will look at. Wow, this process is fair enough, and this guy really deserved it, not what we have currently. Then from there we'll get it right.
We've been talking concerning Nigerian football, African football, where former football stars will be given the opportunity to at least manage football in Africa, either as coaches or either also as presidents or administrators over there in different countries in Africa. After all, in Europe, the era of managers are coming from non-football teams now is actually drying up, and now we have a lot of footballers that are really doing well. Like he has mentioned those names. Now we'll be looking at Africa too, where Africans will be able to govern at least administer African sport or football. Well, we are going to get it right. Hopefully everything is changing. The wave is actually blowing, and it's going to blow well for Africa when it comes to sports. Now we're moving away from all those topics we just taken. Let's go straight to talk about the matches that will be for this time around. We're talking about EPL, English Premier League matches for today. We have Brighton will be taking on Wolves, while Watford travels to play against Burnley. Crystal Palace will be hosting Southampton as West Ham make it a battle of London against Arsenal. Arsenal will be hosting West Ham. It's always a cracker. It's a derby between the two clubs whenever Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea face themselves. Well, now for today is going to be Arsenal versus West Ham. That will be the match that a lot of people want to see between Arsenal and West Ham. Maybe you should take it from down up. Arsenal, West Ham. that match, Moyes, Arteta, you begin to look at the players one by one, and you be like, who are you going to give this winning to? Looking at the West Ham's winning mentality now, and looking at Arsenal too. So where are you pitching your tent?
Okay, I'm pitching my tent with the best team to win the match. To be sincere, because
you're sitting on the fence.
Because if you look at it, if you look at the two teams currently now, they have what it takes to win the match. And let's take it from the West Ham. They've been doing very well since Moyes got to the team. He has gotten the winning spirit. He has told them you cannot do it spirit to you can do it spirit in them. You see the way they play strength to strength in their team right now. So and they don't really depend on only one player. They play together as a team, mass defense and mass attack. They'll start like 4-3-3. Before you know it, they'll change the formation within the game to 3-5-2. So they call for themselves. So they play deep high. So that is going to be a very, very interesting match to watch. And looking at the West Ham also, and this season, I think they've won all their debuts. They've not lost any. They dealt with Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. So they won all their debut. So I don't think Arsenal will be an exception. However, Arsenal will want to make a point. Oh, you've won all your debut, but when it comes to us, we are going to stop you. We are going to make sure that you didn't count us among the team that you've won when it comes to derby. And looking at the recent development in Arsenal right now, by stripping their captain Aubameyang of captainship, is not even part of the team tonight. So the players will want to play for their fans, for the club, to let them know that individual is not above an organization. Individual is not above the team. This is for Arsenal, and they have to win it for Arsenal. So those boys, they will go out there tonight. You will see the new Arsenal tonight again. So the two teams is going to be a cracker. And like I said earlier, I'll sit on the fence. I will sit down with a popcorn and bottle of water and watch an entertainment match. The Battle of London.
A big one there between West Ham United and Arsenal over there at we're talking about the matches that will be coming up between the two teams there. Well, as it is, still talking about the English Premier League, Crystal Palace against Southampton. That match, Vieira will be facing Arsenal Hall in that particular game. It's going to be a big one because of the fact that Vieira too want to make statement that it's not just a fluke that Crystal Palace appointed him as their manager. Southampton against Crystal Palace. Hassan Houghton, that's the manager of Southampton against Vieira.
Okay, the two teams, I think they are coming from a losing position or a winning position. I think Crystal Palace have played 5 matches. They drew 2 and they lost 3. The same thing with Southampton also. So the two teams will have something to play for tonight. However, if you look at the depth in Crystal Palace team, I'll give it to them. So they are likely to have their way. They are likely to win to this match. Southampton has not been the Southampton that we used to know. I think Southampton they play more when they are playing the top 4 or top 6. But when they are playing their regular or their mates, it's like their strength just go down. It's only when they are playing people above them, they say, oh, we have to show you that we too we can really do it. So I think if the like of Andrew Ayew, Louis Saha, Benteke, if they can gain their form the way they've had the form before, I think Crystal Palace will really have the win tonight. And
looking at the fact that this man from Cote d'Ivoire, Zaha, the way he plays football, very rugged player, very strong player. Yeah. Well, if everything goes well, Crystal Palace against Southampton will be a bomb. Well, those are the matches there. We're still looking at fixtures in the English Premier League. Let's take one more before we go straight to Bundesliga. As we talk about Burnley, Burnley will be playing against Watford in another match. Watford is having Nigeria, who has been scoring goals there. Emmanuel Dennis has been doing so well. In fact, it's being rated. Now, news came out that Watford are afraid that this player could be called up for the AFCON from the way he has been scoring goals. I'm talking about Emmanuel Dennis for Watford. Watford are looking at, it's possible that Nigeria might just call this player to come and play for Nigeria in AFCON from the way it is. But the match today between Burnley and Watford, that match seems to be a neutral match.
Okay, first, I think the Watford, they shouldn't be scared that we'll call Dennis, or they shouldn't be doubting we have to call him. If Egypt are calling Salah. If Senegal, they are calling Mane. Then who are we not to call our best? 6 goals, 6 assists. No, he has done very well. We are really going to call him, so they shouldn't be scared about that. It's a Nigerian. He was a Nigerian first before he became a Watford player. So that's to clear that. Then concerning their match tonight, I think I'll give it to Watford. Sincerely, they have been doing, not because we have a Nigerian in there, because they have been doing very, very well. Both home and away, it doesn't count for them. So tonight's match, I think Watford will have the day, and watch out for Dennis Bonaventure
scoring.
Emmanuel.
We hope that Emmanuel Bonaventure Dennis will actually get on the scorer sheet there. Talking about the EPL match between Watford and the team they'll be facing, talking about Burnley. Now let's go straight to German Bundesliga. 4 matches will be coming up also in the Bundesliga there quickly, as we look at Borussia Mönchengladbach. We're facing that should be Bayern Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund against Hertha Berlin, Bayer Leverkusen against Bochum, Union Berlin against Cologne, and you have Augsburg against RB Leipzig. Those are the matches that will be coming up over there in the German Bundesliga. Quickly, we go straight to look at other fixtures in the Coppa Italia too. In the Coppa Italia, we look at Coppa Italia now, looking at the fixtures that will be happening there in the Coppa Italia. We look at Verona against Empoli, Cagliari will be hosting Cittadella, and Fiorentina will be at home against Benevento. Those are the matches in the Coppa Italia fixtures. Fiorentina, in the city of Florence, they will be playing home to Benevento, another match that everyone want to see. What will happen between Fiorentina and Benevento? Big match. Verona against Empoli, another match they know themselves. It's always a tough one whenever the Italian teams, all of them playing defensively in the matches that they face. Now we quickly, let's leave the fixtures now. Let's talk about talking about Aguero. We mentioned earlier today where announcement about his retirement, so painful that such a player. But I later saw another angle where quickly we look at, it's been kind of common now that players either collapsing on the field. We saw what happened to Eriksen, we saw what happened to Aguero and other players like that. It's getting common now. It wasn't before. It takes time. If you look at Vivian Foe, it actually took time before another player, the Senegalese player, that fell then. But these days is incessant. It's common. What could be the problem?
Okay, I think it has to do with the intensity of the game.
Of football.
That's just the truth. It has to do with the intensity of football, of the game, and has to do with age also. You get to some age, and what you used to do when you are 20 years old, by the time you get to 30 or 35, will not be there. Aguero, you mentioned, is a strong player. He doesn't care who the defender is. He put his head, the leg, and everything. He put everything in there. So I think it has to do with the intensity of the game.
Hopefully all the players will stay alive, because we want to see them. Life is more worthy than dying. We just hope all the players, wish them all the best as they prosecute their games out there. All athletes out there. Thanks for coming on the show. It's
a pleasure. It's been Adeniyi.
Good one there. We've been taking sporting activities in the world of 360 Showdown on Trust TV, where we'll be giving you details here. I am Adeniyi Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.